Did you know that an article titled When Kids Stop Believing in Santa that was written in 2014 talks about how a study was made that 85% of all kids that are 4 years old believe in Santa? All kids have been told a story about Santa, no matter how the child has been brought up. Lying about the presence of Santa could harm the parents' relationships with the children, therefore the truth should be told. Santa Claus began with a man named St. Nicholas who was born in the 13th century in a village called Patera. He was brought up by wealthy parents who instilled Christian traditions upon him before their sudden death from a horrid epidemic. From his faith, he obeyed Jesus' words to sell what you owe and give money to the poor by using all his inheritance to assist the needy, sick, and suffering, according to the St. Nicholas Center. Many stories go on about his love for children as well. St. Nicholas appears and appeals to God to protect all children, so he is known as a patron and protector of children according to the St. Nicholas Center. Since St. Nicholas was a notable example of helping the poor, he became a healthy part of our celebrations during the Christmas time. His red robes evolved into red pants and suits with white fur trim. During the holiday season, big businesses nowadays have commercialized the idea of Santa Claus in order to gain profit. The elf on the shelf is a prime example of this. Parents are pressured into buying these elves because they need to keep up with the trends relating to Christmas. There are different suits for the elves to wear, and then their parents move them around every day until Christmas. This adds on to the list of lies the parents tell their children to keep them believing when the truth would be much better off. These parents don't believe that the children will understand the truth, yet young children have a tendency to assume that adults only talk about real situations. In an article by Joe Hamilton, a child is most vulnerable during the age of 2. With so many significant changes happening to the brain in a brief period, physical or emotional trauma can potentially cause monumental interruptions to neurological development. Hamilton warns that these changes could lead to lasting behavioral and cognitive deficits later in life. Children should be able to become more aware of what's real over what's invalid. The study called Revisiting the Fantasy Reality Distinction, Children as Naive Skeptics, helps validate this reason. The study states, in literature, young children are constantly portrayed as being confused about a basic ontological distinction between reality and non-reality. Within the article, the first to back his claim was John Paget in 1929, who argued that children do not have this distinction firmly in place until around age 12, an age which most children start middle school. Most recent research shows, however, that children are not universally poor at making this distinction, and that certain basic abilities are in place at an early age of as early as 3. For example, children distinguishing pretend actions from real ones, imaginations from reality, and toys from the objects they represent, proves that young children can handle the truth about Santa Claus and other myths instead of the lies their parents tell them. "100% of the class said that during a survey that the lying in general is okay depending on the situation. This can mean that if the situation is bad enough, it's okay to lie. A small lie, for example, a death, which could be traumatic. 85% of the class said that they found out through third parties, which could be an older sibling, friends, or anyone like that, that Santa Claus was not real. Another survey said that they found out Santa Claus was not real around the age of 8 or 9. And the class also said that kids should be told the truth about myths such as Santa Claus around the same age, around 8 or 9. An article called goodpeople.org posted in 2016 says, parents play along with these lies as a way to relieve their own child. they state that doing this may be fun. It can be proved to be harmful to the child's parent relationships. Often parents lie and kids discover it, causing confusion. With all the fabrications that parents must tell to protect children, it is clear to see that lying about a mythical figure should not be one of them. Telling children the truth at a young age will have a positive impact on their future development. Without the truth, parents are forced to continue lying about myths while going to extreme measures to make sure their kids believe in these. Here are some examples.
So I just created this dope website for Wix. Let me show you how I did it. First up, you believe that Christmas elves come to life when children are sleeping? You might have to see this clever video.
Last night, we all fell asleep. We set up the camera to see if we could catch elk flying around the house. Something.
As you can tell from that video, parents will go to the extremes to lie to their children in order to keep the truth from them. Therefore, a call to action needs to be made. Parents should explain to their kids the meaning of Santa and other mythical figures instead of lying to them. Do not support big businesses that exploit children in order to gain profit during the holidays. As you can tell, kids should be told the truth about myths, since kids will believe anything that parents say when they're young. Don't have kids go through potential traumatic problems. You should tell them the truth while they're young.